Hi, this is John Franco with a review of the Manfrotto 3265 Super Grip. That's a tripod ball head, and it's pretty one of the best tools you can have as a photographer. Sorry for the camera shake. As you can see, I have a Canon 5D Mark II mounted on top of that, and it's pretty solid. So what you would do is, here's the grip, this is the grip, and this is the trigger, and you would, you could hold your camera, you could squeeze it and move this head in any position you want. So you have this groove cut out, then you could tilt your camera in any direction. So if you want to go left, you would turn it to the left and move it down. If you want to go forward, you move that opening to the front. And if you want to go all the way up, you move it to the back, and you can shoot straight up. You could pan with this. Like you could set this right here, and it'll give you some resistance. You could pan with this. Somewhat. Today they have electronic panning, which is better. But if you don't have that, you could pan with this. It'll be shaky. If you're gonna pan, you're probably better off with a video tripod that has a handle that is set up for that kind of resistance and panning, and you could, move it a lot easier. But you can pan with this. You can track, and then freeze and shoot, lock, right away. Just all you need to do is release the trigger. So you could just shoot, boom, boom, like just rapid fire or video. You can shoot video, and that's what's really good about this. Where if you did have a handle and you were panning, you'd be out of the action. It'd be a little harder for you. But with this, you can get right into the action, pan. Once you get used to it, and shoot at the same time and freeze. Just lock it in place. And just shoot the action where it's at. You also have access right here quickly, to zoom in and out. If you're using a zoom lens, or if you have a fixed focal lens, you don't have to worry about it. If you're shooting far away, you can just manually focus at infinity, and you're good. And that's what's really good about these. These are oversights. Probably one of the biggest reasons that people may not want to use this pistol grip. It's heavy. I mean, it's heavy, but it's a lifetime tool. Like, this thing is never gonna break. Period. And if it does ever break, which I highly doubt it. I mean, I've had this thing for over 10 years. Maybe more. If this thing does break, you just send it back to Manfrotto and they'll fix it. For one thing about this company, Manfrotto, they will do anything they can to repair your item. They repair Gitzo tripods, their own Manfrotto tripods, whatever they sell, they will repair it. Like, I used to use the Mets flash on my Canons, and they were good, but I guess they haven't caught up to the build quality of Canon, and now you have the Japanese brands, but that's another story. So, I mean, this is a really good tripod. You have a level here, right there. You have a level that will help you. If you need to level stuff, whatever you're doing, you can use that. It has here a hex screw to tighten the grip down somewhat. And this thing, and then when it attaches to the tripod, this piece here, this is on really secure. I mean, you could easily, I used to be able to take it off by hand, but now it's been on there for a long time. I haven't removed it, but I think the one on my Gitzo, which is in my storage closet, comes off a lot easier than this one. And it's just a solid tool. I mean, this is a solid tool. The other good thing about it is it gives the weight, because when you have a tripod, you need weight. You can't have a flimsy tripod. The tripod that I'm using now, I'm shooting this video on the S120. I mean, this is like a $10 tripod that you get for free because this camera weighs nothing. So this tripod is perfect for this camera. And it has a little video handle, but it's it's not flimsy at all because of the weight. But here, you need a heavy duty ball head or a head for your equipment. Because think about it. This camera is heavy. This is a heavy machine. I mean, this thing weighs a lot. I mean, in my hand. This is no joke, especially with this lens. This lens weighs a ton. And if I put my 70 to 200 on here, I mean, it's even beefier. I mean, it's real beefy. With the 70 to 200, what I would do is I would take the quick release and put it on the lens, and then it would sit on the lens and balance out the weight. I wouldn't put it underneath the camera because then the lens would protrude too much and it would be off balance. And if you have the tripod like sitting like with the leg, it may fall over. But that's not because of the head, it's because of the weight, you're balancing the weight. And this thing really gives it a lot of strength and a lot of weight to your tripod. Because you want that tripod solidly standing so you don't get any camera shake at all. And that's the idea that's why people spend $1,000 on a tripod, because they don't want camera shake. If you take a once in a lifetime picture and you have camera shake, your shot is garbage. I'm sorry. It could be the most beautiful colors. If it's got a little bit of camera shake, it's garbage. So like with this camera, I mean, how would you shoot? Like, you have a very strong tripod that, look at that. I mean, that's solid. So what I used to do is I used to take my bag and put it here to hold down the tripod even more and put as much weight as I can on the tripod. So when I shot my subjects, I got crisp, sharp images. Or else, if you had a flimsy tripod, you're going to get crappy images no matter what you're shooting with, because the tripod is holding up. Look at all this weight. Right here and here weighs as much as this tripod. I mean, this is a lot of weight. Then if I put my flash on here, let's say I would put my battery pack on here, and I would just lug this thing around, because when you're hand holding, you're gonna get some of that camera shake, and that's why I see a lot of these photographers, like, and I'm watching them shoot weddings, and everything they do is handheld. And I would just love to see their pictures, because I'm sure they're all blurry. I mean, you have to shoot on a tripod. You can't even use a monopod, because a monopod, you need 2 free hands. You need to be able to hold your tripod and look at your subject and shoot. And then with this camera, what's nice about this, like, I've been out of the photography for so long. With the mirror in it, right? So you would have it on and you would do mirror up and shoot, or you would shoot with without the mirror down, and you would shoot in in real time. Like, you would just have the mirror up, and then it would be almost like a mirrorless camera, because that's what you want. Even like when we were shooting with Bronicas and Hasselblads, and Mamiya's didn't have that, like the 645, but the 645 Bronicas had mirror up. And why did people have mirror up? To eliminate camera shake. And that's why you buy a tripod, and that's why you buy a really expensive head, because you have expensive cameras. So you want the best tripod you can get, and this is the best head you can get as a professional photographer. Because all these photographers today, they think like they're photojournalists, but they're not. You're a photographer. People want sharp images, and handheld shots are not sharp. You need to be on a tripod, and being on a tripod shows your customers that you're serious. When you're hand holding, you're doing too many things. Like, I see these, they got cameras here. When I was shooting with Bronicas, yes, I had My back's on my belt. I had my cam, but that's the way you had to shoot with that because you didn't have the luxury of a flash card, you know. And then what I used to do is I used to have all my equipment here, my flash. I had my bracket. This way, if I want to take it off, I take it off. I had my 7200 on my side here, and all my portraits were done on a tripod. That's a must. Just like this, you take the camera, you get your light, and everything's here. And even better, have a quick release, and you will have absolutely no camera shake. And that's why you want to use something like this. So when you have your subject in front of you, especially at a wedding, if you think about it, I used to tell my brides, you know, miss, you figure if you're going to spend $30,000 on a wedding and your wedding is 12 hours, divide 12 by 30,000, that's how much you're paying per hour at your wedding. You know, regardless of how much it costs, you take the amount of time that your wedding is going to be divided by how much you're going to spend in the long run. So you don't want a photographer fiddling around trying to get the perfect angle and keeping the camera straight. This is it right here. You're on a tripod. You're on. You have the image right in front of you. You know, with the screen, and you can see everything. When you look through the viewfinder and you just shoot. You know, you have the quick release. You have your light. Always bring an assistant to a wedding, unless it's like a 3-hour wedding, and you're gonna get great pictures. But when you're off a tripod, you're gonna get a lot of blurry shots, especially if you're using a 70 to 200. I mean, that's a really hard lens to hold, and a lot of people don't even know how to hold it. But with this pistol grip, is designed, I think, for wedding photographers mainly. Because this gives you the flexibility of quick motion, fast action, you know, quick adjustment. 1, 2, 3. There's no changing adjustments here and stuff like that. You know, you want to, like with this tripod, you want to move the head up and down. You go up and down, lock it in, and this thing is locked. It ain't moving. You know, so. And that's how it is. And now the other thing too is when you are shooting, you want to try to get your height on your legs and not bring your neck up. You really want to shoot with the neck down. Because this is the most stable position with the neck locked right here. See if you can see that. Right. So you want to shoot with the most stable position, and that's right here. And have the legs all the way up or adjust the legs. I know that's hard. Usually the way I shot is I opened up 2 legs and I would bring this up to about there, lock it in, and you're good to go. I mean, it's pretty, you could see like it's shaking. I mean, I don't know if you can see that. You know, like it's pretty shaky. So you need a steady tripod that's going to give you the best stability you can have, especially if you're doing portraits. I mean, that's why these like photographers have heavy duty tripods, because you know that's what it's all about, camera shake. And the bigger the camera, the more support you need. So you can't overkill the support. You need an excellent tripod, and this head. This head will give you the best stability you can have, and the flexibility. And it's giving it to me, and I'm not being paid by Manfrotto or the company or Bogan. You know, I'm just giving you this from my experience of using this pistol grip. You know, and I have maybe 2 or 3 of them, and they're so inexpensive. I mean, it's really cheap. You don't have to go out and buy these really expensive ball heads to lock down to get a steady shot. This will do. This thing does not move. It's all metal. There's absolutely no plastic except this wheel, and that's about it. And the level is plastic. That's it. Just this wheel is plastic. This handle is all metal. It's all metal. There's no plastic. The ball in here is all metal. This part here, everything. It's a really high-end tripod. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to end the video right here and then put the 7200 on, show you how that's on the tripod. Hi, this is John. Now here it is. This is the Canon 70-200 L series lens. It has a lens protector on it, and that's another video about lens protectors. And I put the quick release on the lens itself. This is a very heavy lens. So the way I would mount these is I would first mount it on that, take the body off, and mount the camera while the lens is on the tripod. And it's solid. I mean, see now you could see from this lens like the camera shake, the much more camera shake it has. Now naturally, you know, if you know, like when you shoot the 70-200 on a tripod, you want to take the image stabilization off because your image stabilizer now is your tripod. Image stabilizing works free-handed. It doesn't work on a tripod, so you would take it off. So what I want to show you is that just tapping it. Look at that. I mean, just like on the floor. I mean, look at the way that shakes. So you need a steady tripod, and this head will do it in this tripod, and this is all the way down. So even if I brought it up a little bit, I would still have, you know, a steady tripod. So I'm going to give it a tap. Well, you probably can't see the shake. Let me see if I can zoom in. Okay. You know, sorry for the light. So let's see. No, I can see it from here. I'm looking on the back of the screen, on the back of the monitor on the camera, and I can't really see the shake, but I can see it from here. So when you put a camera like this on when you're shooting with a lens like this, on a camera like this, you need support. And the way to support this is you would put all your camera gear, your bags, everything you have. This way you know where it is. You don't want to put it in the corner. You know, and that's why you have an assistant. They lug this around for you. Like you take your camera off, you carry that, and your assistant takes the bag and the tripod. That's how you work that. You don't just leave it like that. So the way you would shoot with this is you would hold, you would compose your image, your shot, right? Your subjects. And then hold the camera, you know, and shoot. You know, shoot very, very lightly, or use the camera, the release, the electronic release, and mirror up, and you will get hardly any shake at all. And that's how my images came out, all, you know, nice and sharp. Then there's the auto-focusing system on this camera is not that great. You know, why they would make an expensive camera with, you know, such poor autofocus is beyond me with these fantastic lenses, because in my opinion, if you can't focus, your shots are garbage, period. I mean, the first thing any camera manufacturer should give you is top quality autofocus. Because as long as your images are sharp, your images are good, period. If your images are soft because of camera shake, your images are garbage. No, you could be shooting with a $50,000 setup. You know, you could have like the best equipment in the world, but if the camera can't autofocus, it's useless, period. I mean, it's all about the autofocus. That's what it is. And with these cameras, it's really hard to manually focus. Like, you know, in the old days, you know, we had Bronicas, we had, I used to shoot with a Bronica SQAI, and I used to just go with the feet. Between 10 and 15 feet, just set at that, you're good. I mean, the pictures were sharp. Then you had the little line, and and you were so fast at focusing, but you weren't rapidly shooting photographs like that, like with this. And you know, this camera, you know, the autofocus, it's okay, but it's not the greatest. You know, they finally improved the autofocus on these cameras. Why they took so long, I have no idea. You know, why Canon took so long, but they did. But you know, I'm gonna end this video here. So the Manfrotto 3265, you know, I highly recommend it. If you need a ball head tripod head, this is the head I recommend. I mean, you won't be sorry. It's a really good head. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Sorry for all the, you know, the down, and I'll try to improve that. Okay, thank you, and have a great evening. Like with this. And you know, this camera, you know, the autofocus, it's okay, but it's not the greatest. You know, they finally improved the autofocus on these cameras. Why they took so long, I have no idea. You know, why Canon took so long, but they did. But you know, I'm gonna end this video here. So the Manfrotto 3265, you know, I highly recommend it. If you need a ball head tripod head, this is the head I recommend. I mean, you won't be sorry. It's a really good head. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Sorry for all the, you know, the down, and I'll try to improve that. Okay, thank you, and have a great evening.